Divine Day, Soul Family. I just wanted to pop on because, as many of you may know, if you've been following me, maybe you don't know if you haven't, but I've been navigating this experience where I'm feeling a lot of energy moving through my vessel that most would label as anxiety, panic, just that feeling of unease throughout my whole body. And I had a great realization that I'm really being asked to open my heart and surrender to the fear. Open my heart and surrender to life. And it's like ever since I realized or came to this great realization or remembrance that I'm the creator of my reality, I guess it's because my ego is so loud. Like, it's like I think that my human is able to do more than what it can do. Like, for instance, no matter what you do, right? You can't stop fate from happening. You can work all your days away and get all this beautiful stuff to have a wildfire come in and take out everything. A random tornado could come in and blast out everything. Like, life is on life's terms. It's never on ours. And so even though we can prepare for the worst, it's like, how much of that is taking away from your present moment, you know? Are you caught up on what could happen in the future, you know, or what you did do? And I'm just like really feeling into this and like really feeling like my heart opening more and more and more as I surrender to the present moment, to whatever is going on in my reality. Because ultimately, this is the hardest part to digest, guys, is that if we are the creators of our reality, that even the inconvenient is being created for us. And it's hard because with our human minds, we like to think of things as like good, bad, you know, and right, wrong. But it's like you need the contrast to know what you desire. And instead of fearing manifesting things that you don't desire, realizing that because you are the creator, you have the power to recognize that which you do not desire and create a reality that you do desire. And that's one that I've really been anchoring into, especially over the past like 24 hours, is that like I'm big on following your dreams, following your passions, going for it, even if it doesn't make sense, and doing the damn thing, even if everyone around you is like, you know, I'm all for it. And I encourage people to jump into the fire and just like let it transform you, you know, let the fear burn. And it's like everything that we desire is on the other side of that fear, right? And so I'm really examining my life and like where I can show up more for myself, where I can be more of service to myself, to my path, and to trust more. And in areas of my life that I'm not happy, taking aligned action to anchor in the reality that I desire. For a very long time now, I've been living in a situation that has not been optimal for me and my mental health. It hasn't been optimal for me in any sense of the word. And in a lot of ways, you can almost see it as like this kind of negative, toxic, codependent relationship because me and my daughter's father, 444, we have 2 children together, and he's never shown up in the way that a partner that wants to meet you halfway should show up. I mean, and I've been unhappy in the situation. We've been just co-parenting and living together for a few years now. And he's moved out and then he's moved back in because I was going through these episodes of anxiety, and I was like, I need someone here just to be here. And like, so out of fear, I had to move back in. And then here we are, same song and dance, doing the same fucking shit and like feeling stuck in the same fucking cycle and like not happy. And realizing like in that moment of like, okay, this is what I preach to other people about stepping into the fire, about taking chances, about following their dreams, about taking that jump and letting the universe catch you. And yet I'm so fucking scared to do this on my own. Like, why? I clearly don't trust in the universe. That's the message that I'm sending out, right? And I'm living a miserable life. And yeah, like, part of me is like, oh, well, you know, like, it's not that it's miserable because I do make the best out of what I have. But I see where there's a lot of energy leakages and where I make excuses and where I blame him instead of looking at myself. And so I had a really good conversation with him today, and I said, listen, we got to start thinking about like changing this, because I feel like we're enabling each other to stay in the same pattern and not grow. And if we do that, we're just enabling each other to stay in the fucking rat race. And like, I'm sorry, everything's fucking great, but you know, no, it's not. Like, there's so much more to this life, and I'm calling in a divine partnership, you know? And one thing that's been reflected back to me is that that divine partnership's not going to come in if his energy is still in my field. And I'm not saying that we're not going to work together as as parents, co-parenting still. But it's just like this great realization of like, if I'm not happy, what actions can I take to anchor in the reality that I desire? What actions can I take, even if I'm fucking afraid, even if I don't see a way out? It's not up to me. This is where our little ego mind gets like, I gotta figure it all out. No, you don't. You don't have to figure it all out. The thing is that you have to take that leap of faith and trust that you will be caught. That's the trick. And so I can feel myself moving from head to heart. From the programming to deep inner truth. And I felt the need to come on and talk about it because I feel like there's so many of us that live in lives that don't make us happy because we're comfortable or we're afraid of what could happen. But what could happen? Like, what if it all goes fantastic? What if all those things that were making you unhappy were blocking you from your abundance? What if all those things that were taking from you energetically were taking that energy that you could have been fueling into your creations? Family, we don't think about this. We just make excuses for why we're feeling okay and why we should still stay where we're at and how everything's working out how it is now. So like, if it's broken, why fix it? I mean, if it's not broken, why fix it, right? But it's like, but if you're not happy, then it is fucking broken, because there's something that needs to be seen. And I'm done pointing fingers at other people. I know I need to face myself. That's the bottom line. So I'm facing me. And I'm learning what really makes me happy. And I had to make sure that this was what I was calling in, because I don't ever want to make choices because of someone else. I don't want to make choices to have my daughter's father move out just because I want to define partnership. No. I recognize that I am unhappy. And that's one of the things my sisters brought up to me. I am unhappy. And that is enough of a reason for me to make the changes that I need to make in my life. Not a man. Because no man, I don't need a man, clearly. I desire one, sure. But do I need one? No. So, with that being said, if you're not happy, what is your spirit calling you to do? I love you. Jump into that fire. Spirit's gonna catch you. Trust.